Now, by the time the Hong Kong Stock Exchange closed yesterday, we saw the shares or the NEO stock closing up 9.55%, which meant that this stock had went up by about 34% from May the 13th, which is something that, of course, it has to be taken as a very good thing, because you know that this is one of the stocks that, of course, it was hammered, or its share price has been dropping ever since early last year 2021. So getting to see that at least there is a 34, or there was a 34% recovery from May the 13th is something that I think it should be well noted. And of course, investor or a retail investor like myself that I invest or who invests into this stock, I would really like to see more of these kind of moves in the near future or in the weeks ahead. Now, NEO, for those of you that are joining us for the very first time, it is the stock that we discuss a lot on this channel, because this is one of the stocks that I personally believe that its fundamentals and its future prospects are just so massive. And this is a stock that one way or the other, those of you who are going in and loading the boat onto this stock will definitely receive the good rewards a few years down the line, because this is a stock that, of course, it is doing well and it is just set to do very well. And there are quite a number of things that, of course, sets them apart from the other EV competitors, which is the very same thing that I believe it will make it to succeed. Now, one of the things that we read yesterday, of course, about NEO is that NEO has finally been added to the Hang Seng Composite Index, which makes NEO to be company number 517 to be added in the list. This is one of the things that, to me, it's massive, because getting to see NEO being added there, it's one of the things that is good. And not only was it added to the Hang Seng Composite Index, but it was also added in the top 30, which is the Hang Seng Tech Index, which consists of the 30 top tech stocks in, of course, the Hong Kong Stock Exchange, which is something that is amazing. Now, this, or getting to see that NEO has been added to this top 30 Hang Seng Index companies, it is one of the things that, of course, I personally believe that it will also lift or boost this Hang Seng Tech Index. I mean, this comes after NEO has listed in the Hong Kong Stock Exchange for about 2 months now. Now, getting to see it being added into the two major cities indices or Hong Kong indices is one of the things that, of course, has to make you to remain bullish and also be excited to get to see our favorite stock being added on the two major indices in the Hong Kong city. Now, these two indices, which is the Hang Seng Composite Index and the Hang Seng Tech Index, we read that NEO will be effectively in those two indices from the 13th of June. This is one wonderful news, and this is something that, of course, it can make us to wait to see the kind of contribution NEO will bring to the two indices. Now, there's no doubt that NEO will do very well on the two indices that it is going to be added in starting from June the 13th, as this is a stock that its fundamentals and its future prospects are just so amazing. Now, this Hang Seng Composite Index covers about 95% of the market capitalizations of the securities or stocks which are listed in Hong Kong, which is something that must just show you that this Hang Seng Composite Index sort of like is the main indicator on how the stocks or how the Hong Kong stock market is moving. Now, this Hang Seng Composite Index closed up 2.74%, but year to date, it is still down 13 or over 13%, which is something that must be noted, that though we are seeing a slight recovery in the index, it is still down 13%. Now, with the second index which NEO is going to be added to, which is the Hang Seng Tech Index, we saw this Hang Seng Tech Index closing up over 4%, which, of course, year to date also it is down 25%, which is something that it must be well noted to say that though we are seeing a slight recovery in the Hang Seng Tech Index, which NEO will be added to, it is still down over 25% year to date. Now, of course, in this Hang Seng Tech Index, XPeng and Lioro are also or part of the top 30, and now to finally getting to see NEO in the index is something that is of course amazing and incredible, and it has to motivate you to probably load the boat if you invest in those indexes, because like I said, I believe that NEO will bring so much value into these two indices, which is something that of course it will mean that those that invest into these two indices are definitely to make some good returns in the long term. Otherwise, NEO is a stock that I continue to remain bullish on, and I believe that this or the fact that NEO will be added to the top indices in the Hong Kong Stock Exchange is one of the things that of course should definitely make you to remain bullish or stay long onto this stock, because besides looking at the these latest news, it is a stock that is doing really well, and it's just set to do well even in the years to come. Otherwise, with all that, guys, I make tons and tons of stock market investing videos, and if you think that the video was amazing, please don't forget to hit that like button, comment and subscribe. And if you enjoy the content, of course, please do make sure that, of course, I really appreciate if you can just hit that likes button. And before you load the board, please do make sure that you do your own due diligence, so that at least you can be comfortable when you are investing into this stock. Otherwise, that's all from me, and I wish you nothing but the best in your stock market investing journey, and God bless you all.